discussing and trying to develop a roadmap or pathway, whatever, which is outcome oriented. I think it would be better for us if we remember that to this process. Thank you.
থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ। আমরা এখন সব শেষ পর্যায়ে চলে এসেছি। আমাদের আজকে সেমিনারের কিনোট স্পিকার অ্যাম্বাসেডর মোহাম্মদ শফিউর রহমান তিনি আপনাদের সর্বশেষ বক্তব্য এবং কিছু প্রশ্ন
Thank you. What has been said and many questions have been raised. I think it won't be possible for us to try to answer them in details in such a short period, but I'd like to touch upon a few. One, on the question of, say, education and skill. This is something that we cannot do without. The situation after 8 years and 9 years is such that there is no other option but to create a pathway to education and skill. And how best that should be done, even Bangladesh's own challenges, that's the issue that the policymakers will address, but I think it cannot be any further delayed. There has to be a mechanism to try to address this issue, because you cannot leave almost 1 million population in darkness for such a long period. It's not possible. And it also goes against the humanitarian approach that Bangladesh initially took to accept these people. So we have to live to that commitment. One. As far as the relationship with Myanmar beyond Rohingya, this is something it is needed, but we have in the past tried various facets of it. In 2014, 15, 16, the year, but we know how difficult it is. We tried almost all aspects of it, but we found, I would say, deficit in keenness in engaging on all these sectors from the Myanmar side. So there's a long history behind that, why that kind of attitude is from the Myanmar society as well as from the government. But I can simply say that this is also a product of something called as frontier psychology. Now, Myanmar case is totally different from any other case in the world. This is a summation of 4 different frontier psychologies. Geographically different, culturally different, linguistically different, religiously different. All those 4 things have happened in one case. In case of any case you take up, Syria, it's not the case. So very simple in relation to Myanmar case, it's very simple. You have all the complications in one case. It's like you are having a patient with cancer, heart failure, and high blood pressure, everything there. So in case of Rohingya, it is such a complex situation, so you cannot expect an easy solution out of it. So that's in fact, to address to what Mohsin has just said, on the question of other ethnicities not being aware of the Myanmaris and not being sympathetic to the Myanmar cause, is also a product of long history of Indian migration into Myanmar, which is not the case with the migration that took place from Chittagong or a normal migration that took place in 6th to 7th centuries. So these are 2 different. But in the Myanmar psyche, they see it only from the immigration point of view that comments from about, say, 1885 onward. So this lack of understanding has become a liability, and it has been, I would say, aggravated by this colonial rule, and that still continues. The anti-Indianism then become anti-Bengali and anti-Rohingya. All are then linked together. You cannot simply separate them. So that knowledge and understanding for the Myanmaris to understand the broader context is not there. You have to teach Myanmar for at least 80 years to come to this level of understanding. Because this marginalization started particularly with the Nehru period, and that 4 to 5 generations have been fed with a particular brand of propaganda, and that propaganda is solidly understood by all the ethnics in Myanmar. So it is to be wrong for us to expect that they will understand the case of Rohingya, but then we have to continue to try to educate them. Then on the question of citizenship, with that I think I will stop for paucity of time. It is always good to think that somebody born in a particular country will acquire citizenship of that country. It is very appealing from that point of view, but state positions are different. In case of, even in most of the countries in ASEAN, particularly give the example of, say, Brunei, a person living in Brunei for even 50 years will not become a Brunei citizen. And there are long process. And now, even to get a residency, you have to be there for 20 years.